Hello again, everyone. Welcome to Washington Gun Law TV. I'm Washington Gun Law President William Kirk. Thanks for joining us. I will tell you that perhaps one of the most painful things to have to endure is to sit through any type of congressional hearing in which representatives, or in this case, United States senators, are attempting to ask questions as if they're trial lawyers. They are all, with the exception of Senator Ted Cruz, terrible at it. However, sometimes those that are answering the questions aren't a whole lot better. And we're going to talk about a little opening that our FBI director perhaps gave those that are hell-bent on civilian disarmament. We'll talk about how big of a deal it is, but we'll also give some advice to the director moving forward. So today, let's spend a few minutes and let's talk about, what did he just say? Okay, America, we are going to be talking about one of the most painful things that any human could ever have to endure, and that is to watch a congressional hearing. In this case, senators attempting to ask questions of FBI Director Kash Patel. Now, what we're going to focus on today to begin with is a line of questioning from Senator Amy Klobuchar of Minnesota. The questioning starts off with this.
We have seen too much political violence in this country. We all know that. Just last week, Director, your friend Charlie Kirk was gunned down. In Minnesota, only 2 months ago, a madman took the life of my friends, Melissa and Mark Hortman. Just last month in my state, we were again shook to the core when little kids were shot down through stained glass windows. The manifesto that the shooter left behind was political, and 2 children, 8-year-old Fletcher Merkel, 10-year-old Harper Moisky were murdered, 21 other people injured, some of the kids, 18 kids, severely. We do thank the local FBI director and the local U.S. Attorney's Office for their work in both of these cases, the Hortman case and this. Do anything to stop this from happening again. So, expanded background checks, ghost gun bans, every shooting is different. Raising the minimum age to purchase assault weapon, even if we're not going to ban them. I favor banning them, but that's one idea that's out there. We also need to tackle social media, and I really did appreciate Senator Graham's questions.
And then nearly 5 minutes into the diatribe, Senator Klobuchar finally gets to her first question, which is...
So my first question is on the assault weapon ban. Do you think that would be helpful in reducing gun deaths, Director?
Okay, and Director Patel's answer?
And whatever creativity we can use to eliminate even just one shooting, one horrific death, I am in favor of engaging with Congress fully to do. I don't have...
Okay, that is not necessarily a terrible answer. It's not a good answer, but it's not a terrible one. But the quote again was, whatever creativity we can use to eliminate even just one shooting, one horrific death, I am for engaging with Congress. Okay, that doesn't make any promises. And one would have hoped that Senator Klobuchar would have just moved on. But nope, she came back a second time.
Okay, thank you. And so, assault weapon ban. What do you think?
And the thing that's got a lot of people in the 2A community spun up is this answer here.
Senator, I think there are instances on this legislation that could prevent future attacks, but I'm not going to weigh into the creation of legislation.
Okay, now, the problem with this is multifaceted. Number one, there is absolutely no evidence to suggest that assault weapon bans, high-capacity magazine bans, really just about any form of gun control actually prevents shooting. It appears that criminals don't ever follow the laws. Shocker. So the answer is relatively naive for just that reason standing alone. But when the FBI director says that there are instances in which bans like this could prevent future shootings, that is a drum that is going to be beat on over and over and over. And Director Patel, just so you're aware, there is no political movement in America that will misinterpret words, overemphasize words, bastardize the meaning, cherry pick language, do whatever to advance their cause than those that are advancing the cause of civilian disarmament. And so as we began to watch some of these pushes for other assault weapon bans, like in Minnesota, in New Mexico, okay, where the legislature gets very creative with their legislative findings, are we likely to see language where, well, even FBI Director Kash Patel admits that these laws have the potential to minimize gun violence? Yes, we will see exactly that, okay, because that's how they operate. Now, I want you to know that how they operate is not necessarily unique to them, because I will point out for all of those who see the world the way we do, we probably are going to be beaten like a drum these words that came from Senator Mazie Hirono about an issue completely unrelated to assault weapon bans.
You know, you've been asked some questions about changes to your hiring standard, and including college degrees and possibly the age. But, you know, one question I had is, that you are now requiring applicants to be able to do a certain kind of pull-ups, which a lot of women cannot because of physiological differences. Which a lot of women cannot because of physiological differences. Are you requiring these kinds of pull-ups?
So, Director Patel, I want you to understand it's bad enough that we have to listen to these would-be trial lawyers puff their chest out and try to ask questions somewhere sandwiched between all of their virtue signaling. But the task gets even much more difficult when the people answering the questions do not put the proper thought into their answers. I'd like to say that this isn't that big of a deal and it's likely going to blow over. I don't think that Director Patel's words were absolutely terrible, but were they bad enough that we're going to get these words shoved down our throat multiple times in the near future? Yes, they are. Okay, listen, we're going to go ahead and link up a couple of posts down below that actually will show you the testimony from the Senate hearing so you can judge for yourself about it. Now, if you got any other questions about this or anything else related to what's left of our Second Amendment rights, you guys should know how to get a hold of Washington gun law by now. But if you don't, that's okay. That information's down there in the description box. If you got an idea for a video we should be doing, you click on that link right there and you tell us all about it. If you want to subscribe to the monthly newsletter, that information is down there in the description box. And then finally, and most importantly, let's everyone remember that part of being the lawful and responsible gun owner, like we talk about all the time here, is to know what the law is in every situation and how it applies to you in any instance that you may find yourself. Until next time, thanks for watching and stay safe. Okay, let's remember, like always, all the research we did for today's video was done where? That's right, at GroundNews. Why is that? Well, I like to get treated like an adult, and I bet you do too. And when you have a platform that's going to scour over 50,000 independent news sources and give you a biased distribution breakdown, let you know how the headlines are being manipulated, oh my gosh, it actually allows you to make up your own mind. Check out the blind spot. This will show you stories that are being disproportionately reported by one side of the political spectrum or the other. And right now, you can get every feature that GroundNews has to offer through a Vantage Plan at 40% off. And all you got to do is go to ground.news/Washington or scan this QR code right here. Listen, if you're finally ready to break free from media manipulation, visit my friends today at ground.news/Washington.